Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Seth Rhodes Show. It's only a matter of time, I feel, until this show took place. Wow. I feel some low vibrations today. But it's good. You gotta go deep sometimes. This show is most specifically about whatever I'm learning. It's a financial education show. The brand is around financial education, investing, entrepreneurship, e-commerce. It's kind of a subtopic that I'm really interested in right now. And I am pondering some very different things today, and so it's going to be a special show. I'll give you a little sneak peek into my mind. And this is not just self-flagellation, nor is it going to be selfish, but there's an element to just talking about what's on your mind, wondering where the value is for other people, and pushing forward in case there is. So we'll come back, maybe do a little better intro, give a little bit better foreshadowing what's in this episode when it unfolds. But like most of my Dark 30 episodes, I'm on the way to my day job, folks. I'm still working the day job while I dream about e-commerce and entrepreneurship. There's big things come up, big things that just have to be talked about. And for myself, and the lighting is so rough today. I can't get a good light on my face. A little better. So winning friends and influencing people. It's when I was listening to Curtis Stone, Urban Farmer channel on YouTube, talking a little bit about when he was called out by his father, basically on his personality traits that he hadn't worked on that drove other people away. And it was in the context of social capital. So a little bit of background, there are several forms of capital. Not all of them are money. Relational capital is probably the biggest one in the business world. So yes, sure, it's sales, sure, it's the traditional networking, but it boils down much more granular to just how good are you at relationships. It's even more important than your communication. Now, a good relationship will have good communication, of course, but there are poor communicators that still manage to have pretty good relationships, and I say that very humbly. I feel like I'm an excellent communicator at times, inconsistent at times, and my relationships have suffered for it. So, a perfect example where I'm going with this is I took about 5 years off from social media. Yay, good thing, positive for my rhythms, positive for my young family, positive for my mind in many ways. But interesting to note, I did not fill that void with face-to-face relationships. So, between the times of, say, 2022 and 2018, somewhere in there, I didn't have contact with people hardly at all. But I think more to the point, and what was sadder for me, though this is not going to be a deep dive into just selfish navel-gazing and sadness, don't worry, there is a lesson here. During that time, I did go to social things, but I will just take responsibility here. I did not do relationship with people. I mean, from the standpoint of business networking, I wasn't doing anything I was particularly fond of or proud of, nor did I want to share with the world. So I had one point towards shame in that regard. If you don't want to talk about what you're doing, if you're not excited about it, as far as what you're doing what you're doing with your life, you end up maybe not wanting to talk to people, which is sad, because if you have the social network to begin with, you're much more likely to be doing something you care about. And I think most importantly, when I think about the best sorts of relationships, they are the friends who call you out on stuff and who change the trajectory of your life. And not everyone has these, and not every season has these, but you are count yourself lucky if you have someone in your life who cares enough and knows you well enough to call you out and call you up. Very, very special. It's much easier to find quote unquote friends. Well, they're still friends, but they're many layers out, concentric circles. They're further out than I'm talking about. But it's easy to pick up people who are more like acquaintance friends, who you would see at a social gathering and know their names, say hi, how's your family, blah blah blah. But they're too many circles out to know you very well. They don't know you. They don't know your strengths and weaknesses. They don't know if you're underachieving. They're not going to call you out for that. They barely would know if you were overachieving and be able to celebrate it. They're just not that close. So, back to winning friends and influencing people as a concept. I guess this episode's taken a more positive light than I thought it would. I just had a few seconds of grief over the lack of relationships, internet-wise or face-to-face, that I had during a period where many, many people experienced the same thing. So that's kind of encouraging. A lot of us were doing the same thing. And the pandemic was the second half of my kind of relationless period that I'm coming out of, by the way. But also, I guess the loss of my business is when I stopped talking to people. This is kind of cool. Anyway, a little bit selfish, guys. I'm self-exploring, figuring out why I stopped talking to people for 5 years. But it's actually really good, because I'm sure people who listen to this later will also relate. When you lose something that you knowingly or unknowingly built into your psyche, like I did my landscape business, when you lose that, all of a sudden you have a little bit of vacuum, and hopefully you have the health to be able to fill it quickly with something of value and something quality. But if you don't, like me, you might wander, you might drift a little bit. And I was extremely introverted before the landscape business, and I took it a step further after the landscape business. And then COVID, 2 to 3 years of COVID fallout, where people, things changed. I let it change me. I take full responsibility for that. I became less social, not because I was scared of the disease, but because I became almost scared of people. And I realized that I could exist without talking to a lot of people, but I believe I was poorer for it in every way. So I think I'm going to read the book Winning Friends and Influencing People by, I don't remember his first name, Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie, Dale Carnegie, I don't know what his name is. I don't know why Dale came to mind, who that is. I have to look that up. But a Carnegie, someone who was very successful, definitely knew how to win friends and influence people. Even the term win friends sounds kind of funny to me, but the point is, there's always something you can do to grow. And since this is also a self-improvement YouTube channel, I will dive into topics like this from time to time, try to extract some value in some lessons, present that. So the value I extracted today was it's very important to win friends and influence people, if at all possible. If not possible, it's because there's a skill you can exercise and grow. So it's not just a trait. Some people are more social, some people are braver, but you can grow both your courage and your social skills to the point where the sky's the limit. You may not ever have the raw talent of someone else, but like everything else in business, you can push further and higher if you so choose. So I'm so choosing. Hope you are too. Have a great day. Thanks for sharing my Dark 30 edition of the Seth Rose channel. If you like this video, actually like it electronically, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share it with others. I am growing and going to continue to share anything revelatory in the world of finance. It will come under the umbrella, at least for now, of personal development, because that is ultimately what I'm into. So thanks, guys. Now go do what I'm doing. work hard at what you love. Have a great day.